Hello everyone and welcome to day 4 of our HP Quick Start class. This is the day that we've been building up to, and it's great to be here to get into working with customers, sales orders, invoicing, and quotes. My name is Red Scott and I'm with hpCommerce Software. Let's finish up by reviewing the dashboard. On the order item screen, we talked about scan mode, and I want to talk about discounts, deposits, and importing quotes. On the sales order item screen, we have a really busy and very powerful dashboard. I want to touch on a few of these items here, and then if anyone wants to know anything about any of these other dashboard functions, please ask a question or raise your hand and we'll cover them. The first one I want to cover is discounts. You can set discounts for an order both for parts and for labor. I want you to understand the function of these discounts. These are considered in accounting terms to be bottom line discounts. This is essentially like taking money out of your pocket and handing it to the customer to help them pay for their order. So it's just a bottom line discount on an order. It's not discounting individual items. It's discounting the entire order. If you do specify a discount, then we'll see how this will appear on the order. I'll show you that when we do an order printout. Deposits. HP will meticulously track deposits in your system, whether it be deposits on account or deposits on order. For instance, if you are fabricating something for the customer, building them an engine or a car, and you're requiring them to make regular deposits on an order, then you can add deposits to the order. If you're special ordering something for the customer and you want to be able to take a deposit for the special order item, you can do that. So in order to add deposits on an order, you do D for deposits. It will ask you to save the order, and then you have all of these different payment methods that you can select from in order to tell HP how you're receiving the money for the deposit. In this case, the customer had a great night at the poker table last night. He's brought in his coffee can full of cash, and so he's going to put down a $500 deposit on the order. You can add any kind of notes for the deposit, and then it will print out a deposit receipt for the customer, indicate the payment type and the deposit amount. You can put as many deposits onto an order as you want. So over time, you can add additional deposits if you're having them come in, say, every week and make a deposit on an engine that you're building for them, for instance. You can remove deposits. If you remove a deposit, it doesn't just disappear from the system. Because it was a deposit on order, if you remove it, it will then go back to being a deposit on the account. HP is relentless about following the money. We do not lose the money. The only way of getting that deposited money once you've processed it off of the customer account is to refund it. Or if you've put it onto the customer's account as a deposit on account, you can use it as a form of payment on another order. The other item I want to touch on is importing a quote. We get a lot of questions that normally run along the lines of, how do I turn a quote into an order? In HP, our function for quotes is more powerful than that. You don't turn a quote into an order. You just import a quote into an order. The value of this is that it allows you to create a quote and use it over and over again. A really clever way of using this function is to create quotes for your house account and then use those for any customer. If you have, say, a spec engine or something else that has a lot of items on it that you want to be able to very easily get onto an order, you can set that up as a quote and then quickly and easily import that quote into an order whenever you need it. You pick the position on the order where you want the quote to be. Then you can select Import a Quote, which is I. It will allow you to search for any quotes that you may have out there, and then it will bring those items into the order for you. You can also drag and drop So just like with purchase orders, you can select your item and then you can move it up to a new location. After you've added an item to an order, you can go back into the item by double-clicking on it, and then you can edit the memo. If you've taken the time to add a memo onto an order or if you've added a memo onto a part or a labor item in advance, you can go in and edit it here. Or if you want to be able to type up a long description for an item or a labor operation that you've added to an order, you can do it now. This is huge because previously people were limited to just putting comment lines on the order, and a comment line can only be about 45 to 90 characters long, I believe. Now you can just add a memo to a labor item or a part. It can be of unlimited length. You can also use this to pass along notes to the shop if it's a work order, and the value of having it attached to the part and not be a separate comment line is that if you resort the order or drag and drop items around, the item memo is going to go along with it and stay in place. And I'm going to indicate that this is going to do both display and print. We'll go ahead and save that. And that's saved with our item. Point out the quick ship feature. If you're using the optional integrated shipping system, you can ship directly from an order. So you can just create your order, press the number 3, and it will go right into the shipping process, and using your FedEx and UPS accounts to rate the shipment, print labels, and put tracking numbers back onto your order for you. We talked about the ability to quit and hold a ticket. You can press F1, you can hold the ticket and come back to it, continue to modify it. So that's just an option of hitting F1 and selecting S to save it. You can convert an order into a quote. You can also convert it into a quote and retain the original order, or you can delete the order you were working on and just save it as a quote. In this case, we're going to go back to our order screen. You can print out pick list and sales orders. So at any point in time, if you want to get a printout of the document, you can print out a pick sheet or a sales order. The order is all done. It's exactly what we need for it to be. We've added any kind of notes. We have it in the order that we want. We've accepted a deposit against the order, and now we're ready to check out. So we'll go ahead and print an invoice. It will prompt us to save the invoice. It will want to accept the payment that is due on the account to finish out the invoice. We'll go ahead and accept the check. It puts the balance remaining on here automatically for us. You can use multiple payment methods to pay off an invoice. Maybe the customer has 3 or 4 different credit cards that they're going to need to use to pay off this $2,000 balance. They can give you one credit card at a time, and you can indicate the amount that you're going to apply against that. You can use a combination of check and cash. Whatever it takes in order to get the job done, you can enter this one at a time, and it will keep prompting you to add additional payments. In this case, they're just going to pay with one check. We can put in the check number, and then it prints out our invoice for us. Let's take a look at this invoice. So this is the inline memo that we added right here. It comes out with the item. It shows the payment that we just made and the deposit we added. The discounts that we put into the system, we put a 5% discount on parts, and it shows to the customer what they saved with that 5% discount. Our disclaimer is showing here. We have a breakdown of the order at the bottom, including showing the sales tax collected and what the sales tax rate is, and if there's any balance due.